have this, I hang this above my computer, or well, not kind of like I tape it to the wall, kind of off to the wall by my computer. And up at the top, it has these little kind of reminders for me when I'm on social media, and they don't really mean anything to anybody except to me. Layer, when I sit down to like do something layering, it's when I take more than one social media platform and layer them together. So if I were to create a Vine video and put it on my blog, I've layered the Vine technology with my blog. Or if I were to post a Vine onto Twitter or Facebook, or if I'm on Twitter and instead of just tweeting a link to my website, I might go over and grab something from Facebook and tweet it out. And sometimes I'll do all three. So sometimes I'll post an image on Twitter and then post it over onto Facebook. So basically, when you engage the, more than one social media together inside of one function or one activity or one announcement, I think it runs their algorithms in a certain way, and I think it helps to build influence through clout. But I don't know. Nobody really knows how clout works. But I sometimes remind myself to look for ways to layer it and use more than just one social media platform all at once. One example I'm thinking about is I did a blog post about writing prompts, and inside the blog post I embedded my Pinterest board. I created a Pinterest board just on writing prompts, and then I used the Pinterest board and I embedded it into the blog, and then when I was tweeting out that information, I've layered 3 technologies together to help boost that content. Point is pretty simple. It's kind of like, I think Twitter does it best. The traffic concept, Twitter's always pointing you through links and conversations to different places and trending issues, things that are happening now. But I also try to be mindful of in what direction I'm pointing. So I know sometimes you do a blog post, you send out a tweet, but sometimes I think, do I want to direct this blog post to Facebook first and then copy that link and then tweet that link from Facebook so that my Twitter people go to my Facebook page first and then they link into my blog? Usually what you want to do is send somebody directly to your landing page on your website. But I have found sometimes when I want to cycle through my audiences and different social medias, I'll intentionally point in a specific direction. Like if you wanted to build your followers on Google+. Like when I was tweeting about this event right now, I use my Google+ link a lot because this is a Google Hangout. So I'm always trying to be mindful of which direction I'm pointing in. Before, during, and after, I think sometimes people miss opportunities to tweet before a big event, during an event, or after an event. And so I try to, do some promoting, if not Twitter, Facebook, or whatever social media, before the event, leading up to it. Like a week before, definitely the day of and 2 days before. But I also schedule content to go out during the event. So I kind of pre-schedule tweets to be released live during this hour to drive traffic to it, or just to kind of keep content going out. And usually when I'm doing that, I'll cover the topic that's being talked about. So everything that I'm releasing during this hour has to do with social media. And then afterwards, I'll wrap up and schedule some things to come out today and tomorrow. Looping is when I kind of track back and recap. I think sometimes there's really great content on people's websites, and you write the blog post and then you tweet it out or put it on Facebook or send it in this direction, and then you kind of forget about it. But then I also thought, my gosh, I worked really hard to create a lot of content on my blog, and sometimes I'll sit down just as a concentrated effort to go back through my book reviews, a book review I might have posted a year ago, and retweet it and bring it back up and bring it live, because one, it's good for the writer that I covered, and it's great to continue promoting a book, but because I worked really hard to create the content. I don't want it to only have a lifespan of a couple of days. AM, PM is my little tip to remind myself of readers that are in Australia or the United Kingdom or California, Alaska. I have lots of good friends in those places that I've met over Twitter, and I hope to meet them someday in real life. But I think to myself, when I'm asleep, they're awake, and so I'm conscious of time zones, and I sometimes deliberately put content out that I know I'm not awake for, but just to touch base with them during their time zone. I think they probably have have to do late night and early morning tweeting to keep in contact with friends in the United States. And I think it's kind of polite to do it the other way, to be, to be aware of when other people are awake when you're asleep. And then the rest of I don't know if you guys can see it. This is just,
yeah, that's awesome.